This is an excerpt from Small Business School. Rita, Marty's wife, has worked with him all along.
Marty used to get the mail in New York, and he'd come home on the bus carrying a big sack on his back. The mail, we'd open it up at home, and between the kids and me, we'd sort it out. I made the deposits, checked everything off, made the deposits, and then we'd send the orders out for these little Speedomat metal plates to be made. And
okay, when you were doing that back then, did you ever dream that you would eventually have 110 million in sales with 80 people?
No, that was a different world. I mean, you still think back and say, my goodness, we're from there to here. No, it's and every time we think back of what we had in the basement when we started, how did we ever deal with all this stuff down there?
Would you say you're the size you want to be?
We're having we've been discussing this for the last couple of years. And right now, as I move close to my 68th year, 67th birthday, 68th year, it takes on greater seriousness because we have a succession team in place, and they are working with a training group that trains succession teams, literally. And they're coming up with their mission statement.
All three of Marty's children, Sarah, Marjorie, and Sam, work in the business. And today, along with another 15-year boardroom veteran, Brian Kurtz, they form what is called the succession team.
The company has spent 25 years building a structure that's Marty-focused, and we have 85 people who all look to Marty. And now we're going to have a new structure that's going to have a team of 4 rather than 1, and we have to build a whole new infrastructure. And none of us are Marty. None of us have his creative gut and his sensitivities. So we have to figure out how we operate in the future.
And none of us want to work 20 hours a day. Like he does.
Well, we're at different life stages. When he started the company, his children we were all older elementary school, junior high school age. He had a wife who was home and 100% supported. We have 2 women who are married, so that we've got husbands, we've got children that we have to deal with. We have 2 fathers with young children, so that we all want different balance in our lives, and we're at different stages where we need to know our children and be able to involve ourselves in that way as well. Marty, like most entrepreneurs, didn't know what to do. He knew he had to do something, but he didn't know how to teach us. And he would try something, and we would try to respond to it, and we were never talking the same language. We didn't know what to do because we'd never been in the situation before. He'd never been in the situation before. And Marge, through the Family Business Council, had identified that there are people out there who can help us.
For one thing, we've been getting together as a foursome for several years now, and just talking about issues. And now, for the first time, we're being asked and really sort of compelled, forced to come up with group opinions on a subject.
Marty said to us, go have lunch, go deal with succession, go figure out what's going to happen.
What happens when I get hit by a bus?
He said the three of you.
Right.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Go have lunch and come back and let's talk about this stuff. And the 3 of us went to lunch, and the first subject that came up was, we can't do this without Brian because he's such an integral part of the marketing department. He's been here for 15 years. At that point, he'd been here for 10 years, but he is Mr. Direct Mail. He knows everybody. He knows his business better than anyone in the business, and he knew a portion of the direct marketing and list business that none of us did, and it was someone, we work well with him. We feel like siblings with him.
How many businesses survive from first generation to second generation? The
Most
odds
businesses fail at 27 years. You all are right on the cusp of failing.
Right, but that's still first generation.
That's why you're doing. Most businesses don't make it through the succession.
Right.
That's why what you're doing is so smart, and that's why you will. Right. Because what you're doing will prevent the failure.
We have to figure out what's our vision. Marty has his vision. He probably talked to you about survival in a hostile world. And we have to figure out our definition of that vision, which is very much in sync, but is it exactly the same? Maybe, maybe not.